All right, guys. So, hey, you like this thumbnail? I'm having fun with it, to be honest with you. And I try to keep this lighthearted because we've all been through a really horrible situation with these fucking assholes, Irwin Soto and Donny Duquesa. We got our own beefs with them. We got our own proof. So, on a comedic, just like whatever. Hey, let's just take the light off before I get into it. Like you see that honey badger up there. The reason why I bring it up, I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and this video popped up, and just these five badass animals that just don't give a shit. Actually, it was funny. It was this narration, and it goes through the five animals, but the fucking main one is this honey badger. And that's what he's got the middle finger there. I thought it was just kind of funny. But the point being here, this honey badger, and here he is. Look at this badass. This son of a bitch doesn't give a fuck. He will go up against animals that are so like fucking 5, 6, 7 times his size. He will go up against like cougars and lions just battle for food. He doesn't give a shit. His teeth are ferocious, and you know, he it literally does not care if it gets killed or not. And this is like a prime example. I watched about this. Just if you get bored, like look at these honey badgers. They are just the most badass animals, and they're fucking small as shit, but they have tough, thick skin. They have ferocious nails, and they will just chase you down and kill you. That's literally what I got. And I'm thinking, okay, so how many people are out there are like these honey badgers? This is the approach you have to take if you are really serious about this e-com bullshit, going after these guys. You got to be the honey badger. I mean, just take a look at that. Does this apply? Could this be Donnie and Ecomm and Irwin Soto? Could this be Mr. Back Tattoo? I mean, this is the approach. And I'm not saying, violence or anything. I'm not promoting any of that. This is just for comedic purposes. But you know, be the honey badger. Don't be the wildebeest. You don't know what a wildebeest is, and their status in the food chain. They get killed by lions constantly. They're basically just free snacks for lions. And all don't be the wildebeest. Now, how many of you out there are acting like this, the wildebeests? All you're doing is just running from your problems and just not fighting back. And people like Donny Duquesa, and with his back tattoo, and Irwin Soto with his disgusting beard, um, that just basically, in my opinion, again, just take money and run with it, and give you a bunch of promises and basically treat you like a fucking wildebeest. They prey on innocent victims. That's my view, my opinion. And that's backed by my own personal experience, and I legitimately support that. That's what I think. I have a lot of evidence, and you guys know that's why I'm saying this. I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm entitled to that opinion because all evidence points to that's what's going on here. Okay, so I don't know. It's just kind of funny. This just which one do you think you want to be? Do you want to be a wildebeest, or do you want to be the badass honey badger? Okay, whatever. So let's get right to it. Forget this. This is just a little icebreaker here. All right. Boys and girls who can't stand Irwin Soto and Donny Duquesa have been, ripped off by them, have an issue with them, can't find them, trying to decide what to do, or just overall looking for some entertainment and updates on their case or what's going on with them. You guys get what I'm trying to ramble on about here. So I got a nice little goody update for you from the goodie bag. These pricks have been sued, and you're looking at the regulatory tracker, that the one I share. This is your main bread and butter. This is one, like, if you can't stand my voice, you can't stand my delivery, you don't get anything valuable for this. This is valuable. This is just download this and get to work on it. Okay, because I spent a lot of time here with ChatGPT, And I filed on all these websites like I went over. I keep referencing this, but if you take notice, 13, 14, and 15, I added a new one here. And this is all updated in real time, you might want to recheck if you already downloaded this because, this file, I'll occasionally update it. So what I'm trying to say is these guys have been taken to court. And here is the filing. This is free information that's readily available on the internet. Okay. If anybody files on somebody, it's public information. So I spoke to this Colin Moreno. This is the lawyer representing this Grant Harvey. I never spoke to Grant Harvey. But as you're gonna, I'm not gonna go and read 17 pages of this document, but it's the real, document that was filed. And when I spoke to Colin about this, I had just did a Google search. I typed in, lawsuits against. I was bored one day. I was like, all right, let me see if I'm missing something. So I'm like, lawsuits versus Ecomm Partnerships LLC. This popped up on Trellis. So, like I told you in another video, I could pay a fee on Trellis, and I could get all the complaint form, the summons, the background, more than this, because it's all public information. So I spoke to Colin, had about a 15-minute chat with him, told him my situation. I'm not gonna get into our conversation, but I basically offered to help him in any way I can. I basically gave him a bunch of information pertaining my situation to these guys, and I said to him, if you guys can use it, if you need me as a material witness, I'm fucking more than happy to do it for free. Anything to bury these son of a bitches. I had talked about, I was talking about my situation, like this channel, what I'm trying to do here, the state, filing all these complaints. And I really told him, I've been having success with my recovery options. So then we just basically had a chat and, I got some information and he just delivered this. So I'm going to go over this. So again, where you guys quickly can find this, it's going to be on the regulatory tracker sheet right here. You're gonna these three. You can see where I found it on Trellis. That's the link. I'm just gonna quickly just bring that up. This is the search I did, and it was there. So you guys can actually pay for this and get all these documents for free because it's, there's all kinds of docketed events and all this stuff if you really want to do it. I'll probably end up doing that. I'll just like pay for the free trial just to get this because this shit's rather expensive to subscribe. And then here's the lawyer. It's free information. I'm not relaying anything that if you guys want to contact this guy, ask him a few questions, be more than happy. His number, I can put his I don't know if I want to give out his number, but you just email him. That's what I did. I reached out to him via email. And again, use ChatGPT to construct the email. Don't just like write out dumb shit. Okay. So, and then here is if you want to actually download the full complaint, the link is right there. I have it uploaded on my Google Drive. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to tell you guys. So, and then what I did, and here's an example of how the power of use, please just use ChatGPT. This is when you log in, I'm giving an example. I kind of, it was being kind of funny here. So I kind of said basically in a nutshell, you can talk into it. There's a dictate mic here. It's easier to do that than type everything out, your instructions. But, some things it's really good at, some things it's bad at. This one, you can definitely choose the Chat GPT-5 Brain. That's the latest. If you want to go to a legacy model, you can go down to the 4. ChatGPT had problems with the 5. Everybody was complaining about it if you're into like this AI shit. But I am, because this is a massive thing that you all want to do if you're compiling like months or years long data with these guys because it gets so convoluted to keep track of chats, timelines, invoicing, who said what to whom, and just remembering this, winging it and doing it longhand. That's just some old school shit. You want this AI stuff to help you. It is your aid. Okay. Now I'm just speaking to you guys like you've never heard of ChatGPT, and it's just forget about it if you guys already know how to use this stuff. Okay, so what I did is I told it I want you to I uploaded the document. You can upload documents right here. I uploaded the file and I said just analyze it. Tell me, you know, give me like a summary, hit the main details of it because I don't want to bore you guys with reading fucking 17 pages. I get it. Okay. So this is what it come up with, and I just want to go over it, but I encourage you guys to download the actual file. It's right here. Public court filing, read. It's in red. It's easy to find on my sheet. You got to get this sheet and just it's in the comment section, it's in the description. Very easy to find, and if you can't find it, if you're that inept, just email me and I'll send it to you. Okay? It's free. All right. So, going back to the so what happened here is you know, this thing, it went through the line complaint. So this former client Grant Harvey is apparently suing in Sacramento Superior Court for breach of written contract, fraud, and unfair competition. Okay, so I mean, obviously you guys can go look all this stuff up. I'm just exposing this. The heart of it, though, Ecomm is allegedly promised. They allegedly promised there is a money back guarantee, 5,000K back if they didn't double the client's initial fee within 24 months, but didn't deliver. So they sourced inauthentic. Okay, they also sourced an inauthentic product and got the account suspended and then stonewalled for a refund. Wow, does that sound familiar? Sounds familiar to me. But I dropped more money than 5K. So this guy did it a few years ago. He probably got a deal. So okay, whatever. So there's the the plaintiff. Look it up. It's free information. I'm not revealing anything that isn't publicly available. I want to make that clear. But I'm not going to reveal the actual conversation I had with the lawyer because I don't think that's right. So I'm going to keep certain shit private. Okay. So it's in Sacramento County Superior Court where their registered agent is in Sacramento for that stupid LLC they have. So they're easy to get served there unless they just shut down the business. They just stop like having a registered agent. Um, so the contract terms the plaintiff is leaning on. So the service agreement, there's a money back guarantee clause. And this is interesting because if that's the thing that you can get them at. If it doesn't double the initial fee within 24 months, you got 100% charge, you get it back. I'm not, I think he included his contract with that summons. So you guys just browse it. But let's just quickly move on here. So there's a fee structure. So he initially paid 19, 20,000. Wow, I paid 25. Separate 35. Okay, it's the 35,000 product acquisition budget. That mirrors me. And then, he wants to collect his attorney fees and, so he's asking for literally 100,000 on this in damages. I mean, I hope he gets it. I hope he gets it. So timeline. So this is interesting. So the client paid that. We talked about the 35 and the 20,000 initial fee and the 35 for the product buys. That's common. So, oh yeah, client Ecom operated the Amazon and eBay accounts. Obviously using the money in the marketplace, just bunch of typical stuff. So after 2 years, the returns were far less than product cost. That's fucked up, dude. 2 years. I called this after a year. I'm like, all right, wow. This guy left it going for 2 years. And the bank balance dropped to under seven, loss of 28,000. Oh yeah, by January 2025. That was the end of the 24-month period. Make sure you know when that is on your end. That's how you can get them too. It's just you can get them on a lot, but this is just one of them. So they alleged inauthentic product and Amazon. Okay, alleged inauthentic product and Amazon suspension. That's just a header. So this is interesting here. This is a new one. Around June 2023, Ecom sourced a knockoff product from this Alastin Skincare. Okay, so the customers, so when they got this problem, this Grant Harvey probably thought, oh, I'm getting it from a legitimate, reputable vendor, but customers complained, and then Amazon froze and suspended this Grant's account. Okay. Now I'm just spitballing here. Don't take this word for word. Actually, let's pause a minute. I'm going to come back. I got to read you this opinion disclaimer. I forgot to do this. This content is intended for awareness of consumer protection. The views expressed in this video are my personal experiences, interpretations, and opinions protected under the Consumer Review Fairness Act of 2016 and the First Amendment right to free speech. Everything shared here is based on my documented interactions, communications, and outcomes. These statements are not presented as verifiable facts or accusations of illegal conduct unless supported by publicly available evidence, which I'm reading. This video is provided for informational entertainment purposes only. Viewers should conduct their own due diligence before making any business, consumer, or investment decisions. We got it out of the way. So, Irwin, and he's listening. There you go, you little fucking baby. I read it. Okay? Anyway, back to this. On all seriousness, though, okay, so this dude they got his account suspended from what it says here. And then the plaintiff says Ecomm's rep admitted on the call. Wow. So somebody that Ecomm hired admitted it was a knockoff and that the customer may have been burned and that the team member was fired over it. Let me guess, the guy probably worked in fucking India or Europe somewhere and barely spoke English. Because I've talked to a lot of their employees, so-called employees, fucking dipshits, dipshits. You can't even understand what they're saying half the time. And then it reminds me of that silent partner they had, Deepish or whatever the fuck his name is. Like he's actually run some Indian operation, from what I gather. Like you have to correct me on this. This is just I remember. I don't have any beef with that guy. It's Irwin and Donny are the ones that I dealt with. So anyway, interesting. So they send him a cease and desist letter. Oh my God, from this company Elastin saying it wasn't authorized to sell their products. So they did like some knockoff. Interesting, right? So then Ecom allegedly appealed Amazon's decision without authorization. That is so fucked up. If that's true, that's so fucked up. Telling Amazon the products were genuine from authorized distributors while also referring a Chinese supplier. Amazon, yeah, yeah. I mean, wow, they probably went around this Grant Harvey and did this. Who knows? That's what I'm guessing here from reading this. Okay, I could be wrong. So I'm just giving a little like overview here. So the account remains, Amazon basically rejected that appeal and they got these guys suspended and ultimately deleted. And then they never created a second account. Yeah, I know they're supposed to do that because that is in my contract too. So wow, whatever happened there, that is fucking fucked up. I'm not going to get into the weeds here because I'm not going to pretend to know what's actually the ins and outs. Again, this is merely my interpretation of it. Don't take what I'm saying as as true. I'm just basically using ChatGPT to summarize the complaint so I don't have to sit here and just, bore you guys to death with a half-hour read. Okay, so that's some fucked up shit here. So I'm just gathering wow, this is more of like a scumbag thing that they did than what they did to me. This kind of mirrors that bullshit FBI report where we ordered 10,000 worth of product and then the supplier from the US stole it and we didn't hear from him. So what we're going to do, we filed a bogus FBI report and here's the redacted copy which fucking looked photoshopped to me when I got it. And then they're like, we'll give you a 10,000 credit, but we don't have to do that. But we're going to do it out of good faith. I'm like, that's when the eye rolls start. That's when they're like, who the fuck does this asshole think he is? He's Donny Doquisa, Mr. Back Tattoo, that dumb shit that has that Doquisa across his back. I can't stop making fun of that. Sorry, guys. This is for entertainment purposes. So think of me as a dancing monkey. Anyway, getting back to this, that's so fucked up though if they got it deleted and then, the money back request and then oh wow, stonewalling. Yeah, I use that. That they stonewall the shit out of you if you press them. Anytime you back, especially Irwin. Irwin's the worst at it. He will just ignore you. He'll make up shit, and they are just kings of just fucking if they don't like something, they'll just ignore it, and they're basically like, hey, we got your money, so fuck you. call your bluff, take me to court. What are you going to do about it? That's basically their attitude. So the client requested the money back guarantee on this date within that window. That's good. Ecom acknowledged the receipt of it and then said it was still review. Oh yeah, they are always still reviewing shit, and they don't do shit. That's just a tactic. I've gotten that same reply, and then there's no response. Wow, does that mirror what happens to me? And that right there for the lawyer, for Colin, or anybody, or any judge, or anybody who's looking at this and actually stumbles across this video, he did the same shit to me. Every time you have legitimate concerns and gripes, you email them, you do it professionally, and then they're always like, we're going to review it and get back to you. They did it to me as far as like I wanted them to come up with like a solution to end our partnership amicably. And we'll get back to you within a week. 2 weeks went by, I never heard from them. I pressed them, and then they give you some half-assed response back that you can tell they never intended to give you a substantive response. So that's unbelievable. So the client retained counsel to here's the here's the important thing. The client retained counsel. Demand letter was sent on June 2nd, 2025. The only reply was an email on July 18th. And that's more than 30 days. So that technically expired. Given an updated email address, no substance. Wow. So he basically, Ecom just wiped their ass with it. So here's my beef with it. This is why my dollar amount, I'm not going to even bother throwing money away to a lawyer because I'm guessing that this Harvey, I don't know their arrangement here. I'm just guessing but from when I spoke to different lawyers on my end, they're not cheap. Demand letters, good demand letters that lawyers, good lawyers, and I'm talking about good lawyers, that they take time to research it. You got to do intake. They have to put it together. I was on a really high-end lawyer in Austin, and I told him my situation, and he basically said, "Look, I get this all the time. I am not cheap. My demand letters are probably like $7,000." And I'm like, "Holy shit." I'm expecting two, three. And then I had another lawyer that was going to do it for wanted to do a demand letter for $3,000, and then I'm like, wow, the prices have gone up. These lawyers out of pocket, giving them retainers and shit are not cheap. And then you have to actually take a look at the amount of money that you're chasing down from these guys, with all the lawyers' fees, with all the hours, the billable hours, demand letters, the court filings, and then how long this get prolonged in court. You have to really I was told and I was advised, you have to really get to a point where is it going to be worth the money you're spending for the legal fees for what you're going to recover? That's the bottom line. And for me, it won't be. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to take my remaining dollar amount that I knocked it down to, and I've had a lot of success. I'm going to go over that when everything goes through. Okay. For me, the best thing to do is go through small claims court in Texas. Okay. Because that's what's going to be appropriate. I don't have to pay anything other than serving them and legal fees and all that stuff. So take what you want from that because, back to this demand letter. I don't know their fee arrangement, but basically from what I talked to from my lawyers, it's going to be costly. And right there, I was worried about, I automatically assumed that they weren't even, what if they don't respond to the demand letter? They didn't take the bluff because these guys don't respond to anything. You have to take them to court. You have to push them and push them and push them. And that's why I made this Excel sheet. That's why I made this Excel sheet with all these regulatory bodies, report them to the Federal Trade Commission. I did a video on that. I can't keep stressing that enough. You know, like I spoke with Colin here, and we talked about small claims, and realistically, you have to be, worry about like, okay, how much of a payout would you actually get from a small claims thing, even if 50 people sued them? Probably not that much. Who knows though? Or maybe it will be. I'm not a lawyer here. I'm not trying to give you guys legal advice. I'm just giving you my thoughts and opinions here. So use this sheet, make a track record. We need a paper trail. I've said this 100 times, and if you guys don't want to do it, and I noticed you guys really aren't doing it. I don't see any new really reviews when I'm looking at, especially in the Better Business Bureau. I'm not seeing any newbody really, like a couple here and there. I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing you guys dropping reviews on their YouTube, on the Google reviews, Better Business Bureau. It's definitely the Facebook reviews. You know, I don't look. If you guys don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm not going to hold your hand here. But if you're pissed off and you think that they did something to you, you know, and you don't want to do the work, and you want to use this gift that I gave you, I got no motherfucking sympathy for you. You deserve everything you got. That's my attitude towards it. So, moving back to okay, so I just talked about the demand letter. So let me say, let's go back to causes of action. Wow. Breach of written contract, failure to pay the refund. Yeah, that's about right. Failing to double the initial fee, failing to create a second account. That's huge. Failing to create a contractual obligated second account after they got him kicked off. Wow, sourcing inauthentic goods right there. So that just proves they're liars. I'm not even like accusing anybody, but that would lead me to believe, in my opinion, reading that and from my experience, they are actually liars. And that goes back to that's just my opinion, but I'm piecing together common sense and logic here. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what's going on here. Gross negligence, number two. Sourcing inauthentic products and misrepresenting authenticity. Yeah, if they did that, that's a big one. And you guys can go and, recount your own experience. Does that apply to you? Reach out to Colin. Reach out to me. I can guide you guys into where to go. Extreme departure from reasonable care, forcible suspension, loss. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit. You guys can read all this. Unfair competition. This is when I was confused at. I wasn't sure what this was. Unfair practices by sourcing inauthentic product and misrepresenting. Jesus, I got to lay off the coffee. Misrepresenting authenticity to deceive that's fucked up. To avoid responsibility for damages, seeks monetary relief and restitutional remedies. Yeah, this is fucking worse than what they did to me. Wow. If I was Grant Harvey, I would be fucking pissed. Irwin, are you listening, motherfucker? Are you scared yet? Are you able to sleep at night? Is the anxiety creeping? Actual damages not less than 100,000 plus plus the attorney fees. Oh man. Punitive a big word, exemplary damages and further relief the court finds just. That's wow. I hope you get it, man. And that's my opinion. I'm just reporting the news here, people. That's all this is. So the contract exhibit, um, yeah, arbitration clause. I don't know what ChatGPT is referring to here. So that's from okay. You guys make sense of that, what you want. Um, why it matters beyond this one plaintiff. Okay, here we go. This is what I kind of why I'm going over this. I'm taking the time. Get this is for everybody else that can like tie this to a pattern of behavior. Guarantee of marketing versus delivery. They do. This is what it is. They market their bullshit. Irwin Soto is a used car salesman. He's a lying, scummy, sleazy fucking salesman. That's dumb. He's a dumb, stupid asshole. That's my opinion of him. I got that right away. And then just take a look at their website alone. I'm going to go over that too on another video. I'm going to go over their bold claims versus actually what they deliver. Sourcing risk shifted onto client. Yeah, they just dumped it off and oh my God, that's so bad. Refund runaround. Yeah, I got the same thing. Timely refund demand acknowledgement and months with no substantive resolution. Yep, and if I can witness, I can attest to that. I can be and I will do it for free, Colin. All you gotta do is just give me the word. Transparency and control. Yeah. Ecomm allegedly, it's all alleged shit to appealed in court in the client's name without authorization and didn't open up a second account after the suspension despite the contractual clause. Yeah, really serious shit here. Major contract breaches. And wow, does that mirror some of the shit that I got them on? And then, okay. So anyway, it's just give me a little advice here on how to talk to you guys here. I didn't really read any of this. So you guys get the picture. You guys get the picture. I'm going to go back to this. So Um, you got go back to the tab here. So you remember there's three tabs: the review platforms, the state AG complaints on my Excel sheet, and then the core agencies. So anyway, check this out. Read the court filing. It's right there to download. Check out the lawyer, and just continue doing research and filling out your reports and complaints, and just basically keep detailed records of your chat logs, and your timelines of events and summaries. And the single best piece of advice, other than using this sheet right here and reporting these fucks, is use ChatGPT. And I gave you just an example of how it just analyzes a 17-page a document, right? So anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I just wanted to share that with you, that these dicks have been taken to court. Reach out to me if you have any questions. You got Colin's information. I email him. He talked to me. He was a nice guy. And That's all I got for you. Stay tuned for the next video. Hope you enjoyed it.